The wind is high here on Nirvana Farms. We have some weather coming in, but here today I'm going to tell you why I don't tether my animals. 3 main reasons and 1 extra. Alright guys, I was doing some work inside by the sheep pen, goat pen, so I decided that I was going to take them out and tether them. Sorry about the wind, it's really high up here today. It's a very breezy day. It's not too hot outside, but you can still feel a little heat. Like I was saying, I decided to tether the 2 animals where I was doing their pens. Just some minor modifications. I just didn't want them in the way too much, or I didn't want to make them too skittish. So I decided I will bring them outside, let them get a little green pasture. They did kind of enjoy that. The sun is getting kind of hot now, so I'm getting ready to put them back in. But what I decided to do when I had them out was share with you 3 of the main reasons why I don't tether my animals. The goat, she seems to be fine, but especially the sheep. This is the young ram that I got the other day. You'll see that on one of my previous videos. He's only about 6 months, and guys, these animals do not have any experience being tied, so to tether them is really what should I say, a new experience for them. So I don't like to tether my animals. I believe in probably paddocking them, letting them have a little area to roam, even if we change around the paddocks a little bit so they can get fresh pasture ever so often. But some of the main reasons why, 3 of the main reasons why I don't tether my animals. 1, the weather. The weather here in the Caribbean, we're in Barbados. Here in the Caribbean is quite hot. We don't have snow, but we have 2 main seasons. It is the dry and the wet season. We're actually coming on to the wet season, and although we're coming on to the wet season, you guys will see that the skies are not really dark. We still have some fairly bright skies. It's kind of overcast now, so we may get a little rain later. But the whole thing is, it's either really hot or it's really wet. Sheep themselves, they're not really too bothered by the rain, but I don't want to keep them in extreme heat for too long. You can see already he's starting to pant excessively. If you could see, I don't know if you can see it, but his body's kind of shaking as he breathes back and forth there. So that is one reason why I don't like tying them out. And if I do tie them out, it's not going to be for too long. Like, I just wanted to do some work, so they came out for those couple of hours, and then I'm going to put them straight back in. The other main reason, which is an extremely good reason why I don't like to tether my animals, is because they're not used to being tethered again. They both came from farms where they had a large area to roam. They were paddocked. I don't have a fence here as yet, so it's not very conducive for me to just let them roam, because they'll just wander away eventually, and I don't want that. So I want to keep my animals contained. Again, also because we have neighboring farmers that have crops, and we don't want the animals to go and damage the crops. So today, because I was doing the work inside their pen, I tethered them today especially for that reason. But they're not used to the tethers, so what usually happens is like what happened here with the ram. His foot is caught, and usually, as you can see, they're just going to tie themselves up more and more and more. And let's take it like today, if I was not off of work today, he could have stayed here for the entire day and got himself more entangled, or simple fact, he could have just probably gotten that foot caught so tightly it cuts off circulation to his hoof, and eventually it can probably even, you know, drop off, for lack of a better vocabulary. So we try to avoid all of that by not tethering the animals. Again, they're not used to being tethered. They're not used to how to act on a rope. They're not used to how to get themselves out of those kind of tangles. So this animal would have stayed here for the entire day without any assistance. Water, although they do have fresh water, let's say he got himself caught like that, he still can't reach the water, so then he would have gotten dehydrated. And all of my reasons, guys, will be kind of tangled into each other. So let's say he got himself tangled up, he can't reaches water, and then obviously under the heat of the day he's gonna kind of dehydrate himself, and that's not what you want. For these animals, you need to make sure that they can always access water no matter what is happening with them. So that's why I don't like to tether or tie out, stake out should I say, these animals. Number three reason is predators. Now let's say a predator had to come and I wasn't here, a wild dog, whatever predator it was, even the human type predators, if they had to come when I was not on scene, that would mean that the animals are easy pickings. Yes, you may say that in a pen, in a stall, but remember guys, in a pen or in a stall, they're usually locked away, so it makes it more difficult for an animal predator or a human predator to get access to them. So out here, when they're staked out, it's open, they're literally sitting ducks. A predator can literally just come and pick off one if it's a wild dog. A human can just come and pull up the rope and lead the animal away. So again, that's why I prefer paddocking, and I like my animals kind of half wild, so that it gives the predator a challenge to catch them or to steal them if it is human predator. Now guys, the fourth main reason, and it is the reason why I don't tie out my animals, all the other reasons again are reasons that they're here or there for me, but the fourth main reason, this is the extra, a lot of you will agree with me on this reason, is that I wouldn't like anyone to tie me out, so I would not like to tie out my animals. It's as simple as that. Yes, you may say, yeah, they're animals, but the fact of the matter is, when the rains come, when the heat comes, and I'm in my house or I'm in my shelter, I think that your animals should have the same opportunities. If they choose not to go into that shelter because they want to be in the sun, because they want to be in the rain, then that is a choice made by them and them alone. If they're in a paddock, then they can choose to be out, or they can choose to be in the elements. The same with my dogs. I don't believe in not giving an animal an option between whether they want to be in a certain element or not. Staking out your animals like this, you really don't give them an option, but to be in the elements, and that is not what I really want to start here with my farm. I don't really want to get into that practice, so that's not what we'll be doing. Again, the only reason why they have been staked out like how he's staked out, like how the goat is staked out, is because I was doing some work in their pens. I didn't want them to be too skittish, so I put them out here. They're only out here for about an hour and a half or so, and already you can see the ram has gotten his leg entangled, so I have to go and do that now. The goat, she's wrapped around a small shrub that she was actually eating earlier on, so her rope is caught up behind that shrub there, so I have to just go and clear that. But again guys, these are some of the main reasons why I don't tether animals. It's all right. There you go. Untethered.